Hello. Hi, I'm Prantik, and I welcome you all to this program called as Transforming Communication Using TattvaBodhika. So this video is a pre-work of the main workshop. I congratulate all of you who have enrolled into this program and who are going to be a part of the main workshop because I promise you one thing. After learning TattvaBodhika, human behavior will not be an alien to you. ये जो सारे सवाल हैं आपके वाई दे बिहेव द वे दे डू वो ऐसा ही क्यों बिहेव करते हैं लोग ऐसा ही क्यों सोचते हैं इनको कुछ दूसरा तरीका क्यों नहीं आता है लोग मेरे जैसे क्यों नहीं सोच पाते हैं ये जो भी सवाल है जो भी इस प्रकार के जो भी डाउट है सवाल है वो सारे के सारे आंसर हो जाएंगे इन द मेन वर्कशॉप बट ये वीडियो इज द फाउंडेशन ऑफ द मेन वर्कशॉप सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज वेरी इंपेरेटिव दैट यू वॉच दिस वीडियो thoroughly, make notes, sit with a pen and diary, make notes, put down some questions which you can ask me in the main workshop because this is the foundation and it will prepare you mentally what you are going to expect from the program. With this, let me start with one question. I want you to imagine, I want you to think of the most beautiful conversation you ever had. It could be with your spouse, it could be with your parents, your children, friends, boss, colleague, clients, anybody. Think of the most beautiful conversation you ever had. Now think, what was so beautiful about that conversation? And once you introspect, you will realize you felt understood. That is why you always remember that one conversation as the most beautiful conversation. Now let me ask you, how would you feel that whenever you converse with people, they should remember the conversation with you. They should be able to recall conversation with you as the most beautiful conversation they ever had. So pay attention to this pre-work and be a part of the main workshop and you will learn a lot of things which will make the conversation extremely meaningful and impactful. So transforming communication using TattvaBodhika. Now why this title and what is the role of communication? Communication plays a vital role in every area of your life, be it parenting, be it sales, be it leadership, be it in a business meeting, presentation, everywhere. Communication plays a vital role. And it is because of the communication that some people get hired, and it is because of communication, few people get fired. Communication plays a vital role. Now, this need of communication or communicating effectively is not a need that we have developed now, or it's not a need now. ये अभी की जरूरत नहीं बनी है. जब ह्यूमन बींग्स इवॉल्व हो रहे थे अगर मैं उसकी भी स्टोरी बताऊंगा सो नीड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन स्टार्ट वहां से हुआ था आप जानते हैं कि जब ह्यूमन बींग्स इवॉल्व हो रहे थे वी डिड नॉट हैव एनी लैंग्वेज वी डिड नॉट हैव एनी वर्ड्स वी डिड नॉट इन्वेंट एनी वर्ड्स सो तब हमारा फिर भी एक डिजायर था कि मैं अपनी फीलिंग अपने फेलो ह्यूमन बींग को कुछ बता सकूं शेयर कर सकूं पर उस वक्त लैंग्वेज नहीं था बट दे डिस्कवर्ड दैट दे कैन मेक साउंड विद देयर माउथ आ ओ पप कोई ना कोई आवाज करके वो कम्युनिकेट करना स्टार्ट किए उनको दिलचस्पी बढ़ी कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं सो जैसे जैसे वो इवॉल्व हुए उन्होंने डिस्कवर किया कि जंगल में कुछ चीजें हैं जो हॉलो है और दूसरे किसी एक मटेरियल से जब उसको मारते हैं एक रिदम साउंड आता है और वो जो रिदम आता है दैट साउंड कुड बी अ कम्युनिकेशन लैंग्वेज फॉर अ सर्टेन टाइम एक रिदम जो बताता था यहाँ पे फूड है another rhythm used to say there's danger out here and another rhythm used to indicate they're having fun here. Sound through object became a communication language for a certain time. Slowly, they discovered they have motor skills. They can hold things. There are few flowers, plants, leaves. They can produce ink kind of material. And using that twig and the ink kind of material, they started to draw on the walls of the caves. So that painting became communication language for a certain time. And as they got evolved, they invented words. They invented language to communicate. And they started to use their mouth to communicate to the next fellow being. Now, this is where something interesting happened. जो सामने वाले को हमने communicate किया, सामने वाले ने exactly वही meaning interpret नहीं किया. Whatever was being said, it was understood in a completely different light. And that thing created a lot of misunderstanding, miscommunication, and conflicts. And that conflict gave birth to a lot of fights and wars. So the whole idea is we need to communicate in a certain way where the other person understands our intention of communication also. So we need a tool which bridges this gap of communication and reduces the conflicts, reduces the misunderstanding. So TattvaBodhika is one such tool which bridges the gap of communication between two people. So let me ask you a few more questions. Do you want to have a great team and family bonding? Right in your day. Do you want to increase your sales and retain your best customers? And do you also want to understand the root cause of all the conflicts? And do you want to know how to manage them? Why I'm asking this question is because TattvaBodhika holds the answers to all these questions. And at this point of time, let me take this opportunity to introduce myself to you. I'm Prantik, and I'm into this training profession since 2007. I love this profession. I love interacting with people. I love understanding them and solving their problems. And I've been happily doing this. In the process, I've written 3 books. One is Live Inspired, Lessons from My Mentor. Second is Elements Within, powered by TattvaBodhika, which is based on the same system that we are learning. And Khulja Simpson, that's my third book, Passport to Unlock the Treasure You Own. I love to learn, and every year I take one international certification to upgrade myself. And with that updated knowledge, I put that in my workshops in form of workshop or a coaching, and I transfer it to my participants and clients so that they develop their own human potential. I am on a mission to help 10 lakh individuals to lead a very happy, healthy, and prosperous life through my books, through my coachings, and through my workshops. So this is what I've been doing, and I enjoy whatever I do. And with this, let me take you back into some nostalgic thoughts. Have you ever wondered, sitting someday alone, maybe in a coffee shop, sipping a sip of coffee, thinking why I behave the way I do? Means, मैं इतना organized क्यों हूँ? Why am I so authoritative? Why I get bored so easily? Why I understand everything at the end? And why do I have so many friends? Have you ever wondered? And have you also wondered that why you get along with few people really well, very easily, whereas few people they trigger you and upset you a lot? Why? Have you ever wondered? And continuing the third question, I want you to deliberately write this answer in your diary. I want you to write down the name of one difficult person of your life. Difficult person means agar mauka milega, you would not like to interact or communicate with that person. You tend to avoid that person. So write down that person's name and also write down the reason why do you find that person as a difficult person? Where do you see yourself helpless or how do you find yourself helpless dealing with that person? Write down that reason. The answers we are going to reveal in the main workshop. It's very, very important. Next, I want you to describe yourself in 3 best words, 3 best adjectives. The idea is if you have been given an opportunity to introduce yourself to 50 people and you have been given a limitation of only 3 words, you can only use 3 words to describe yourself, what those best 3 words would be. एंड वो 3 शब्द ये नहीं होने चाहिए कि लोग आपके बारे में क्या बोलते हैं. वो 3 शब्द ये होने चाहिए कि अगर आपको इंट्रोड्यूस करना है तो आपको 3 बेस्ट वर्ड्स कौन से डिस्क्राइब करेंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई हैव टू इंट्रोड्यूस माई सेल्फ द फर्स्ट वर्ड विल बी ह्यूमरस. जोक्स कॉमेडी मेरे लिए बहुत नेचुरल आता है. सेकेंड इज स्पॉन्टेनियस, स्पर ऑफ द मोमेंट में मैं बहुत सारी चीजें चेंज करता हूं. एंड थर्ड इज विटी, चतुर हूं, कब किसको कहां पे क्या बोलना है मुझे बखूबी मालूम है. सो दीज आर माई बेस्ट 3 वर्ड्स. Write down your best 3 words. Pause the video, write it down, and then move ahead. So, hope you have now written down the 3 words because this is also going to be an activity in the main workshop. So, we are going to have fun. Now, let me ask you the main question of this entire program. What do I find most challenging in communicating and connecting with people today? आज की तारीख में मुझे लोगों के साथ कम्युनिकेट करने में या कनेक्ट करने में क्या तकलीफ हो रही है? Pause the video, write the answer, and then move on. So answer लिख के रखिएगा. We are going to reveal the answer to all these questions in the main workshop. And now is the time to decode the word TattvaBodhika. TattvaBodhika is a combination of 2 words, Tattva and Bodhika. Tattva is a Sanskrit word for elements. Bodhika means enlightenment. So in combination, it becomes TattvaBodhika, which means a system to understand or enlighten ourselves with the wisdom of elements. So the tagline that I've used is Elemental Discovery System. So what is it all about? We are going to go in depth of it. Now this part is called as the why part. Now this part I call as why to learn TattvaBodhika. You could be a student, a homemaker, a leader, a corporate leader, entrepreneur, businessman, a sales professional. Okay, you could be anybody. You could be a student. Why do you need to learn this? We all know our business world is changing rapidly. And in today's fast paced business world, if you really want to set apart from your competition, if you really want to have a cutting edge in compared to your competitors, what do you think will be the number one out of these three? Latest technology, smart strategies, or people skills? Out of these three, which will be number one? Obviously, it will be people skills. Why? Because 100% of our customers and 100% of our employees, they all are people. I was conducting a workshop, the same workshop, and one participant said, "But Prantik, I'm into dog business." I asked, "What do you mean by dog business?" He said, "I breed dogs and I sell those puppies. And I also have some collateral food items or the other vaccination for the dogs." Whom do you sell it to? You sell it to people. Your product can be a dog, but you sell it to people. So we are by default in people business. And Simon Sinek says it so beautifully. If you don't understand people, you don't understand business. And this is where TattvaBodhika plays a vital role. Now, these last two lines, if you don't understand people, you don't understand business. Let's understand this pictorially. Now, the picture that you can see in front of you, what is this picture? It is a cafe, cafeteria, okay, a restaurant, whatever you want to say. Now, this restaurant, what makes the restaurant run? What helps the restaurant business thrive? You could say the food, the quality of food, the ambience, the cleanliness, service quality, everything. So let's understand who owns the restaurant? A person. Who manages it? The manager, a person. Who serves the food? The server. Who cleans the ambience? The janitor. Who are coming to eat? People. Who are referring to other people? People. So it's the people who are running the business. It's the people who make any business thrive. And that's why it is said, if you don't understand people, we don't understand business. Now, from this scenario, let me take out all the people. Now, look at what do you see? You see some table and chairs, but there are no people, there is no energy, there is no business happening. But unfortunately, understanding people has somehow always been kept at the back burner. And this has created a lot of impact, financial impact on businesses. So let me give you some statistics about it. Harvard Business Review says that 87% of the business issues are due to lack of interpersonal communication and not skill deficiency. स्किल में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, कुशलता में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इट्स अ लैक ऑफ इंटरपर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन. आपके खुद के बिजनेस में कितने बार आप ये बोलते हो, यार कितने बार बोलूं, समझता क्यों नहीं है, एक ही चीज बार बार क्यों समझानी पड़ती है, why should I be repeating the same thing again and again? How many times have you been seeing this? It is lack of interpersonal communication, not skill problem. Now, this lack of interpersonal communication problem leads to something very interesting. That is misunderstanding and conflicts. So if you see at the metal report, it says that managers spend 40% of the time in managing conflicts. Now, what is 40%? Let's calculate. 30 days, 40% is 12 days. That means manager is spending 12 days in just managing conflicts. तुम दोनों झगड़े मत करो, प्यार से काम करो. In just managing that and not managing productivity. Now, this has impacted into a loss of $350 billion in productivity. That means इतना रुपया companies कमा सकती थी. इट इज योर मनी, इट इज द एम्प्लॉयज मनी. बोनसेस बढ़ सकते थे, सैलरीज बढ़ सकती थी, लेकिन नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं बिकॉज मैनेजर का मैक्सिमम टाइम कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को मैनेज करने में चल रहा है. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ नेगेटिव बिहेवियर इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विच इज लीडिंग टू दिस लॉस. एंड इफ हैव टू टॉक अबाउट सेल्स, सो लेट मी ऑल्सो गिव दिस. सो सेल्स, इनसाइड सेल्स.com ये बोलता है 50% ऑफ द सेल्स हैपन ओनली आफ्टर द फिफ्थ मीटिंग. यानी 5 मीटिंग से रैपो बिल्ड और अंडरस्टैंडिंग द क्लाइंट चले जाता है. ओके, एक दूसरे पे ट्रस्ट बिल्डअप करने के लिए चले जाता है, और उसके बाद अगर बिजनेस होता है तो उसका चांस भी 50% है. सो दिस इज द बिजनेस वर्ल्ड. बट कम्युनिकेशन जो है वो हमारे रिलेशनशिप में भी तो काम आते हैं, हमारे पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप में भी तो काम आते हैं. सो लुक एट स्टैटिस्टिक्स इन पेरेंटिंग. अगर उनका बॉन्डिंग बहुत स्ट्रांग है, दे हैव वेरी स्ट्रांग कम्युनिकेशन, द चाइल्ड्स डेवलपमेंट इंप्रूव्स एंड इट गोज टू मैक्सिमम अप टू 82%. एंड जहां पे बॉन्डिंग नहीं है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बहुत है, देख सकते हैं आप 36% से ज्यादा नहीं जा रहा है. एंड एक और रिसर्च किया गया था, उसमें पता चला कि इम्पैक्ट ऑफ फाइट्स ऑन टीनेजर्स, लैक ऑफ प्रोडक्टिविटी, एडिक्शन, एंजाइटी डिसऑर्डर. आई हैव सीन सो मेनी teenagers going to psychiatrists and getting the psychiatric medications just because they are not being able to handle the fights at home. उनका परफॉर्मेंस रिड्यूस हो रहा है, दे आर नॉट बीइंग एबल टू परफॉर्म वेल, उनका उनका ओवरऑल जो लाइकेबिलिटी था वो भी रिड्यूस हो गया है, देयर ओन सेल्फ एस्टीम हैज गॉन लो. So many issues because of incorrect communication in the family. So what I want you to do now is I want you to imagine, visualize your family, your organization, and how would you feel if all the people in your family and all the people in your organization, including you, become more caring, more convincing, more efficient, and more performing? How will the family look? Amazing. What will be the productivity of the organization? Amazing. So this is what we are looking for. And I'm stuck with this red color word, performance. So let's talk something about performance. Now let's take an example of sales. You and you have a team of 4 people, total 5 people. You every day meet 3 clients, you and your teams. So total 15 clients you're meeting per day. End of 30 days, not taking a Saturday, Sunday off. So end of 30 days, you would have met 450 clients. And at the end of 30 days, you have not been able to sell a single product or service of yours. How much money do you think you and your people will make? Considering that you are paid based on your performance. Not a single penny, zippo, zero. Why? Because you are paid for your results. And with this, let me ask you, कभी आपने देखा है, you recruited 2 people coming from the same background, same education background, same socio-economic background. You trained yourself personally. And by the end of 3 months and 6 months, both of their performance are way different than each other. Have you observed that? Why is it so? When we decoded, we found out that a person's personality affects their performance. एक इंसान का व्यक्तित्व उसका परफॉर्मेंस को इम्पैक्ट करता है. एंड एनी पर्सनालिटी इज कंप्राइजिंग ऑफ 4 थिंग्स: कोर नीड्स एंड बिलीव्स, थिंकिंग पैटर्न्स, इमोशनल रिएक्शंस एंड बिहेवियरल पैटर्न्स. ये 4 चीजों से एक इंसान का व्यक्तित्व या पर्सनालिटी बनती है, एंड दैट पर्सनालिटी इम्पैक्ट द परफॉर्मेंस. सो लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. I have been a trainer with an insurance company and I have trained there as a sales trainer. I used to train their advisors. And we were also given a task to track their performance for 3 to 6 months. So I used to observe people that I have trained. I have myself trained them right from day one till they got their license and also the product training. But 2 people completely had different style of performance. Their income, their commission rates were very different. So I went and asked somebody who was not performing. I went and asked, "Kya hua? Why are you not selling well? What is happening? How can I help you?" He said, "Sir, I'm very ashamed to do this task. मुझे बहुत शर्म आती है." बोले, "क्यों?" "मैं जाता हूँ, मेरे मुंह पे दरवाजा बंद कर लेते हैं, मेरा फोन नहीं उठाते हैं, मुझे ना बोल के निकल जाते हैं. They are avoiding me, so I'm feeling very ashamed, so I'm not able to do well." Okay, fair enough. I put him aside. I went to the other person, the one who was performing very well. He used to sell around 10 to 12 policies every month. I went and asked him, "How are you able to sell so well?" So I went and asked him, "What is your secret? How are you able to sell so well?" मैं क्यों नहीं बेचूं सर? आई मीन सच अ नोबल प्रोफेशन. मैं इतना अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ कि अगर किसी घर में डेथ हो जाती है, आई एम द ओनली पर्सन इज गोइंग टू टेक मनी इन द फैमिली. अब बाकी सारे लोग बैठे हैं उनसे पैसा निकालने के लिए, मैं अकेला हूँ जो पैसा देने के लिए गया हूँ. मैं क्यों नहीं करूँ सर? आई मीन सच अ नोबल प्रोफेशन. अब देख सकते हो, 2 different beliefs create 2 different performances. लेट्स टेक इमोशनल रिएक्शन. अगर एक प्रॉब्लम आ गया, कोई एक चैलेंजिंग सिचुएशन आया, 2 people रिएक्ट इन डिफरेंट वे. एक पैनिक हो जाता है, कैसे होगा, क्या होगा, कैसे होगा, गड़बड़ हो गया तो क्या होगा, पता नहीं नौकरी चली गई, पैनिक. दूसरा जो ओके सिचुएशन है, लेट मी फाइंड आउट अ सॉल्यूशन अराउंड इट. सो यहाँ हम ये आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर रहे कि क्या सही है क्या गलत है. वी आर नॉट डूइंग दैट. वी आर जस्ट सेइंग 2 people रिएक्ट इन डिफरेंट वे, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ विच देयर परफॉर्मेंस विल बी डिफरेंट. एंड परफॉर्मेंस डिफरेंट रहेगा तो ऑब्वियसली रिजल्ट डिफरेंट रहेगा. So a person's personality impacts their performance and their results. So TattvaBodhika is a system which helps you understand why I behave the way I do. आपको खुद को समझने का मौका मिलता है. So the moment I understand why I behave the way I do, I can manage myself better. And second,
वाई दे बिहेव द वे दे डू। ये भी तत्व बुद्धि का सिखाता है। कैसे? अगर मुझे एक बार पता चल गया कि वाई दे बिहेव, वाई दे प्रेफर टू डू दिस, व्हाट आर देयर इमोशनल बिलीफ, व्हाट आर देयर इमोशनल रिएक्शंस, अगर मुझे पता चल गया, आई कैन मैनेज दैट रिलेशनशिप मच मोर बेटरली। सो तत्व बुद्धि का इन शॉर्ट क्रिएट्स इमोशनली इंटेलिजेंट वर्कफोर्स who are having a lot of self-awareness and able to manage themselves better, who are having a lot of people awareness and able to manage that relationship better. And Lao Tzu ने एक बढ़िया चीज बोली है, the one who knows others is wise, the one who knows himself is enlightened. And people who learned this system, people who understood Tattva Bodhika, they started to implement in their life. So let me show you certain results. And this person who learned the system and was able to close the deal of a very reputed businessman of Pune. Another person learned the system, learned the science, and was able to close a deal of 3.78 lakhs. And another person closed a deal of 11.21 lakhs. And another person, in just 1 month of learning the system, was able to close a deal of more than 3 crores. These are few of the best results that I have shown. There are a lot many, and lot many keep on coming up. So now let's understand what benefits are you going to get from learning this system. First, your interpersonal interactions will become very respectful and effective. So 87% business challenge, Harvard Business Review का जो हमने देखा था, that gets solved. Understanding and managing conflicts in an optimum way. So जो 40% का जो मैनेजर का टाइम जाता था, managing conflicts, that's also taken care. Manage intense conversation, close deals and increase sales. So InsideSales.com का जो रिपोर्ट था, that also gets answered over here. Build better customer relationships. Build effective teams. इफेक्टिव टीम्स मतलब टीम बिल्ड करना यानी स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्डिंग क्रिएट करना उतना ही जरूरी नहीं है, दे शुड बी इफेक्टिव ऑल्सो, दे शुड बी एबल टू परफॉर्म दैट टास्क मच मोर बेटर वे। जो हमने देखा था 350 US बिलियन डॉलर का लॉस इज बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ इंटरपर्सनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चल रहे हैं, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग, नेगेटिव बिहेवियर चल रहा है, इफेक्टिव टीम्स में वो रिड्यूस हो जाए। सो दिस इज हाउ वी आर सपोर्टिंग। तो इन शॉर्ट वी आर हेल्पिंग डेवलप अ कल्चर in your family, in your organization, where you see each other. Okay, you understand that yes, we are different than each other, but see it as an opportunity for growth. I know we are not same, we can't be same, but we can still grow together. So that is what we have been doing. This completes the why part. Now let's talk about what is Tattva Bodhika based upon. So Tattva Bodhika is basically based upon our 5 elements, the nature of the 5 elements. Fire, which is bright, brilliant, and hot. Earth, which is solid, rigid, strong, and slow and cool. Ether is expansive, it's infinite, it's growing all the time. So this is an element which keeps on growing, loves to grow. Water is an element which is cool, which is free flowing and very adaptive. An air element which is swift and also loves freedom, it's free. So it's based on these 5 elements, and also it's overlapped with the structure of the brain functioning. We know that we have 2 hemispheres of the brain, left and right. So at the time of birth, it is decided that you will be either a left brain or right brain. Nature decides it. It is not in our control. So nature has decided that you will be either a left brain or right brain. Now, somebody who is a born left brain, that left brain dominance remains for the rest of your life. Obviously, as you grow, जैसे जैसे आप बड़े होते हैं, आप राइट ब्रेन के क्वालिटीज धीरे धीरे अडेप्ट करते हो, so that you can live well and thrive better. Okay. However, the dominance of the left brain does not change. नाउ समबडी इज अ लेफ्ट ब्रेन, वो डेटा या इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस कैसा करता होगा? आप सबके लिए आसान कर देता हूं, लेफ्ट स्टार्ट्स विद एल। एल इज लॉजिकल। सो लेफ्ट ब्रेन पीपल आर वेरी लॉजिकल, दे आर एनालिटिकल, दे आर सीक्वेंशियल, दैट मीन्स वो ए बी सी डी ई ऐसे ही समझेंगे, एंड दे आर गुड विथ नंबर्स। जबकि जो राइट ब्रेन है, दे आर एग्जैक्टली द ऑपोजिट, दे आर इमोशनल, दे आर क्रिएटिव, दे आर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एंड आर्टिस्टिक इन नेचर। अब आप ही के ब्रेन में देख लीजिए, दो अलग अलग चीजें चल रही है। नाउ Now, just for an example, all of you who are listening to this, you all are left brain and sitting in front of a right brain dominant person. This right brain dominant person is your client, family member, your boss, your colleague, your team member, anybody. Do you think language of understanding will be same? नहीं। अगर लैंग्वेज ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग सेम नहीं रहेगा, तो डू यू थिंक सेल्स होगा? क्योंकि वो आपकी बात समझ नहीं रहा है, तो सेल्स नहीं होगा, काउंसलिंग नहीं होगा, इन्फ्लुएंसिंग नहीं होगा। So what is the result of this conversation then? Frustration, anger, upset, no sales, right? ये सारी चीजें। So, what does Tattva Bodhika do? Tattva Bodhika helps you identify the person sitting in front of me is a left brain or right brain in less than 30 seconds. So, that is what we are going to learn, how to identify these elements, their characteristics, why do they behave the way they do, what are their preferences, likes, dislikes, choices, everything to the core. What do they get upset with, what do they like a lot, सब कुछ हम समझेंगे in the main session. Bring a lot of your questions, we are going to have a lot of fun, and we are going to learn why they behave the way they do, how we can manage that. All right, so I'll see you in the main workshop. So thank you for being here with me, and enjoy. Thank you so much.